Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's WONDER20 at Wondercide.com. Wondercide. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wondercide today.
Your kids could get free or low-cost health coverage from Medicaid or CHIP. Even if you've applied before, they may be eligible now. Kids up to age 19 are covered for checkups, vaccines, dentist visits, hospital care, and more. And if they already have Medicaid or CHIP, remember to renew every year. Visit insurekidsnow.gov or call 877-KIDS-NOW. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
First Elvis movie you'd ever seen?
Yes, it is actually.
Is it is this a thing anymore? Do they do this anymore?
What?
Like it is a thing, I guess, that they make movies for actors, because that's what this feels like, right? This is like a movie made for Elvis. Well,
I mean, it does feel like I can't speak to his other films because I don't know the genre. But I mostly just when I think of Elvis movies, I think of like teen beach party. Right. A go-go kind of flicks. I don't think of
like Roustabout or
exactly
or Girl Happy, the two movies we've already talked about, or one of the two. Yeah,
that's what I think about. I don't think about heavy drama like King Creole. I know.
And on this episode of the Kulturecast, I am joined by my good friend Trevor Gumbel to talk about the aforementioned King Creole.
Oh, baby, I can't wait to talk about it.
Listen here, baby. I'm the king. So, Trevor, before we get to the movie, I was going to ask you, but you've already said it. This is your first Elvis movie.
Yeah.
This is my fourth Elvis movie, technically, third one we've talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So you've already let the cat out of the bag, so let's talk about King Creole.
You know it's gone, 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 jumping like a catfish on a pole, yeah. You know it's gone, 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 hip-shaking King Creole. Yeah, no. You know it's gone, gone, gone. You're shaking King Creole.
You're a pretty fancy performer, ain't you, kid?
Now you know what I do for an encore.
Now he crowns his meteoric rise to fame with a fiery burst of dramatic power as hard-loving, hard-hitting Danny Fisher, who sang his way up from the gutters of lusty, brawling New Orleans.
I would never treat you badly, like a castaway broken toy. Love, doll, I love you madly. Let me be your lover boy.
I've stacked chairs and bottles and swept the floor up of every joint on Bourbon Street. It's gotten so I look longer at a dame with clothes on and one without.
I'm not a hoodlum.
But I am a hustler. I've had to be for a very simple reason.
Young dream, young dream, young dream. My heart is filled with your dreams, dream. And I'm longing to share them all with you.
There were to be many women in Danny's young life, but only two who really counted. Nellie, who knew too little about love.
I've never been to a place like this before. But I want to see you again. Is this the way?
Ronnie, who knew too much.
Ronnie, what are you doing here with this man? How'd you get into this?
How do you get out?
Fighting for the upper hand, the devil-driven temper that was his pathway to destruction.
Get out of here, Ronnie! Don't come back! Louisiana, baby, tells you, stay a while. Yeah! Live it up. Yeah! Love it up. Yeah! Some style. Way down in New Orleans.
It's directed by Michael Curtis, screenplay by Herbert Baker and Michael V. Gazzo. It is based on a book, A Stone for Danny Fisher by Harold Robbins. And yes, it does star the one and only Elvis Presley. This entire month, courtesy of Father Malone, is You've Never Seen September. He programmed the entire month, and they're all Elvis movies. However, Father Malone's not here. Like I said, Trevor is joining me. This is Trevor's first Elvis movie. This is my third Elvis movie. So, Trevor, what did you think of King Creole?
It wasn't what I expected. That's neither good nor bad. I thought I enjoyed it. I thought Elvis did a good job in the film. I think, he definitely, I could tell watching the film why he was the idol he was.
Let's go a little further. Still is in a lot of ways.
Still is.
We talked about it on the last episode, Trevor. I know you have a pretty deep love for music, having, done the music, the choir stuff that you have done.
Yeah, choral stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so you would agree that there are like 3 or 4 people on the level of Elvis. 3 or 4 musical acts. And in my mind, I want to hear if you and I kind of end up on the same ones, but Elvis is up there, and I have like 2 or 3 more. And one of those could be kind of, it is going to be controversial, but I don't think there's any way around it.
Number 1, obviously, Michael Jackson.
That's the controversial one. It's not a happy pick.
It's controversial depending on what you think of his personal life. Definitely Michael Jackson because
he's the king of pop.
He is the king of pop. He sold out everywhere he went. He caused people to go absolutely fucking nuts when they saw him.
The man says as he wears a Powerline Standout World Tour 95 shirt.
Well,
fake Michael Jackson, right?
Well, it was inspired by Michael Jackson.
Well, yeah, no, it's like, it's goofy.
I didn't even think about it.
It's goofy Michael Jackson.
Literally, goofy Michael Jackson.
Goofy Michael Jackson.
I could think of the Beatles were definitely of that, because that's not controversial at all. Their music will be forever listened to, no matter what new format comes out, however music evolves in the next centuries, hell, even millennias, the Beatles will be part of that history.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Maybe Madonna, but lately she's been kind of...
Madonna's kind of undone her own legacy in a lot of ways.
That's by no means, I'm not, there's a lot of...
She doesn't have the
I don't think she has the longevity. No.
Her songs do, but her as a performer, I think, has now kind of become a little bit of not a parody, but a kind of a parody of herself.
She had a good over 20 year run of amazing music.
Yeah.
And if you ask me to name a Madonna song from the last decade, I will be bereft.
No, Die Another Day.
That was over a decade though.
Oh, that was over a decade. What's that Justin Timberlake song? Got 4 minutes to save the world.
It literally is called 4 minutes.
Yeah, that's a good song, but it's not good because Madonna's in it.
What about Justin Timberlake? Do you think Justin Timberlake?
No, Justin Timberlake's a piece of shit.
Okay, well, that's your personal...
The Britney Spears thing does not sit well with me as an adult in 2021, making music about someone, about how much you essentially hate them, or how much you are happy that you have inflicted emotional trauma on them. That is fucked up regardless of when that song comes out.
Cry me a river.
I'm sorry. I know that's an unpopular opinion.
No.
I find him to be a talented musician, but that doesn't change the fact that he is not a good person.
No, and
similar to Michael Jackson, right?
I'm trying to think of like musicians.
I would say Rolling Stones maybe in that conversation.
Oh God. I never got into the Rolling Stones as much as I got into the Beatles.
It seems to be one or the other.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. I mean, sure. Mick Jagger and Keith Richards are in themselves seem to be,
they're pretty. They. I mean, you could make the case that just Mick Jagger is in that conversation, but
David Bowie.
We
I
haven't
think
mentioned
would.
any female artists.
Madonna. I mentioned Madonna, but
yeah, but
kinda...
I mean, no. I know you mentioned Madonna, but like, is there any? There's got to be a
Whitney.
Female. Yeah,
Whitney
I think yeah, or Aretha.
Mariah Carey.
Yeah, or Cher. Probably Cher, actually.
I think Beyonce. Better than Cher? I'm not saying she's better than Cher. I'm saying that she seems to have this air of royalty about her.
Sure, cult of personality type.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Elvis had, right? That's what all the good bands have.
I personally prefer Rihanna over her, but that's neither here nor there. God.
Trevor. I like that Trevor actually has an opinion on Beyonce, and it's not the popular one.
I'm sorry.
That's why we're friends. That's why I love you, Trevor. It's like, I prefer Rihanna, personally.
Do you think Taylor Swift has the staying power?
I think she will.
Do you think she will?
I think she will.
Eventually she will have that...
Don't you?
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm asking your personal opinion.
I think so. I mean, she's already transcended genres successfully more so than others have.
Yeah, I mean, look at her. I mean, she seems to have, like you said, she crossed genres.
Yeah.
But without betraying her roots, I don't think.
And she also successfully navigated a young person's career into an adult's career.
Considering the pitfalls of the young artists who came before her, I think she is to be, absolutely commended for being able to navigate that and still come out on top.
Yeah.
Because...
And someone like Elvis paved the way for that.
Exactly. Elvis was kind of... You didn't hear any young Elvis scandals. It mostly came... Well, you don't see many people impersonating other dead musicians.
Lee Lewis.
Jerry Lee Lewis, that's the thing. Jerry Lee Lewis could have been like Elvis level.
For all intents and purposes, he was.
And don't get me wrong, Jerry Lee Lewis is a great fucking musician. I love his music. He's a shitty person.
Well, yeah.
But a great musician.
So is Chuck Berry.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Chuck Berry's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I know.
But you can't deny his... It goes back to the Michael Jackson thing. You can't deny his contributions to the music industry, no matter how shitty he is as a person.
And that's the thing. Like, there is a level of transcendence in the medium that I'm not going to say make certain things okay.
Yeah.
But okay, recently in the wrestling world, another kind of big thing got brought back up about a plane ride from hell, where a very well-known wrestler apparently exposed himself to a flight attendant. This has been known for like 20 plus years, but it got re-brought back up, and now the wrestling community is having to grapple with someone of Michael Jackson or Elvis's caliber in the wrestling industry having their poor behavior brought back up. And in this docuseries on Vice called Dark Side of the Ring, they asked Jim Ross, who was a big deal in wrestling, still is, they asked him, why wasn't this gentleman punished? And he says, because he's a made man. And, like, I mean...
Are we talking, like, mafia made man?
No, like, he's like a made man. But that's where that term comes from. Like, you don't fuck with a made man. I mean...
Bugs crashing your pack's party? Whether they've got paws or sneakers, your pack deserves a home that's protected from pests. That's where Wondercide comes in. Plant-powered protection made with steam-distilled natural essential oils that actually work. It kills and repels fleas, ticks, mosquitoes, and ants without questionable ingredients or overpowering smells. Safe to use around kids and pets when used as directed. Lab-proven to work fast. And proudly made in the USA. We offer sprays for pets, people, homes, and yards. Plus, spot-on treatments, collars, and even shampoos. Whatever your pack needs, we've got it covered. Founded by a pet parent looking for a better way to protect her dog Luna, Wondercide's now protected over 21 million lives and counting. You might have even seen us on Shark Tank. Go to Wondercide.com and use code WONDER20 for 20% off your first order. That's Wonder20 at Wonderside.com. Wonderside. Protect your pack with plant-powered Wonderside today.
Hello, this is Aaron West. I am the author of the A24 New Wave. In this book, I look at A24's output and I make the argument that we are in a new wave movement right now. A24 plays a major role. This book has a supplemental podcast where each episode is a brief conversation about an A24 related topic, whether an actor, director, or even a genre. As I continue research for the book and conduct interviews, I expect to record podcast episodes with people involved with the company. You can find the podcast at cinejourneys.com or wherever you find podcasts, and we are proud to be members of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
And that's the whole thing about when you're made.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, but I mean, look at Michael Jackson, look at Elvis, look at a lot of these people. They were made men. They were making too much money for too many people for people to let them be taken to court, taken to jail, had their reputation tarnished.
But unfortunately, in this day, well, not unfortunately, it's good that we find out.
Depends. It can become a little much. There can be things brought back up that have already been dealt with.
We can talk about cancel culture. That's a whole other fucking discussion.
Yep.
But with the media as it is now, the paparazzi, the whole TMZ, thrown in your face 24/7, it's kind of hard to avoid. It's kind of hard to hide a scandal.
Right. Current stuff, yes. Old stuff is pretty dead and buried for a lot of, unless someone has an axe to grind, which I don't blame a lot of people for seeing how. I don't blame people for seeing how people who have done bad things in the past are being treated now. Exactly. I don't blame people who have not had their day looking to have their day. I don't blame them.
No, I'm talking more recent shit, like the Louis C.K. Stuff, or or the Armie Hammer stuff.
Armie Hammer imploding his career.
Yeah, he pretty much
100% a cannibal, Trevor.
Well,
Can you believe that?
So if I tell you to eat a dick, you'll just take it as a compliment.
I guess so. I mean, I still cannot believe.
Look at Armie Hammer.
I know. I cannot believe it. Like, when I heard about that, it sounded like a joke.
It did. It sounded like,
man lost his career. He is no longer ever going to work in Hollywood.
No, and the sad thing is, he was a promising. The praise he got for The Social Network was he was being touted as
the next big thing.
Yeah, and
when he cast as Batman at one point, or he was cast as somebody, right?
I think he was considered.
Well, he was in the Justice League George Miller movie. He was cast as one of the main superheroes in that movie.
I could see him as more Superman than Batman, but Armie Hammer, the whole thing was, Call Me by Your was it Call Me by Your Name, or what was what was that film? Yeah. That was a huge critical success, and he was getting lauded for that. Mm-hmm. And now, boom.
Nothing. He will be lucky if he ever works in Hollywood again.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's the same thing with Kevin Spacey.
He's working again, though.
Yeah, but overseas,
it's still working. Someone is still paying him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the funny thing about that one. That's the funny thing about Kevin Spacey is that incident happened. The incident that pretty much set off the bomb, the whole Anthony Rapp incident. This was in the 80s.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of surprised that something that old was revealed. I'm happy that Anthony Rapp spoke up. I am.
Right.
But usually shit like that gets buried forever.
Well, it did.
And and Anthony Rapp said, no, I'm not going to let this get buried. And he spoke up, and that's fucking awesome, because I mean, it's sad because I love Kevin Spacey, and he was one of my favorite actors, but
tough shit, right?
Tough shit. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's the way it goes. Okay, so let's talk about King Creole for a moment here, since we've been kind of dancing around it. Do you know who this movie was originally intended for?
I do not.
James Dean.
Makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Because this is having seen 4 Elvis movies now, this is the least Elvis-y of the 4.
Yeah, this seems to be Elvis trying to do Rebel Without a Cause or Giant.
Yeah, almost to a fault, I would say. Because, it's, similar to Roustabout, Elvis is kind of playing this hard, world weary a little bit character who is like, I've dealt with this shit in my life. I kind of just want to do my own thing. I want to just be a singer and be successful and be left alone. And I want to get away from all the bad stuff that I've previously had to deal with. And obviously in this movie, he's thrust right back into it. But yeah, there's like this edge to his character that's not what I expected. And I don't think anyone would expect it from an Elvis movie.
No, he plays a 19-year-old who's already been held back from high school 1 year already and is held back again because he got into a fight with another student for, frankly, making he overreacted. In my opinion, his reaction to the dude's comment was a little like,
well,
it was
he's a
kind of
hothead, man.
He is much a hothead, brother. He's a hothead.
That's the thing. Like,
yeah, he's like it doesn't take much to set this dude off.
No.
But he decides he's done with high school. He wants to start working to help support his family because his dad is having a hard time finding work as a pharmacist.
Right. And what is the one thing that he can do to help support his family? The one thing that he can do to help support himself in almost all of these movies. What would that thing be, Trevor? Yeah, like it's funny. I put the film on when my folks showed up here today, and we were watching it, and my dad was like, "Oh my God, this is like a porno." There's like the intermission of the acting in between the fucking scenes, and that's what the
singing.
That's
the singing is the fucking.
Yeah, the singing is the fucking. It is the intermission between the scenes of things happening. And look, I think we both are gonna agree on this. Elvis is a fantastic singer.
He's an amazing performer.
Yeah, he's great. The songs in this movie are pretty good.
Yeah. Honestly, the song I liked the best was the first one, the one Crawfish.
Crawfish.
And I wanted to hear more of the lady's voice because she had a beautiful voice, and they blended well together. Him and her talking the whole. I liked the beginning.
White.
Kitty White. That her name?
That is her name. And that song has been described as Joe Strummer, frontman of the Clash. That is his favorite Elvis song. Is
Crawfish.
I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I like the film. The film started amazing, like with all these New Orleans, street food vendors just singing about their wares and what they're selling, and amazing voices. It really kind of it really sets up well the setting.
You know what the opening reminded me of? The opening of Live and Let Die.
I haven't seen Live and Let Die.
Really? I just assume anytime something is set, anytime a movie opens in the French Quarter, all I can think of is the funeral from the beginning of Live and Let Die, where they're walking through the French Quarter doing the usual dirge, and then I want to say dudes pop out with machine guns or something. I mean, some James Bondy type shit. But
yeah, was that a Dalton one?
No, that was a Roger Moore one.
Oh,
that's the one with the Paul McCartney jet. Or Wings, excuse me.
I'm sorry, it's Guns N' Roses who did that song.
Yeah, right. Sure is. But
yeah,
I'm in agreement with you. I like the first song in this movie the best.
Yeah, it sets it up. I didn't know what to expect from the film other than the brief synopsis it usually gives you. When you look it up on demand.
Is the first song the best song because it feels the most organic compared to literally everything else in the movie?
It kind of does. It really does. It doesn't feel like
else is in the club, at the performing, and it's like.
Well, the thing is
I get it, but I just don't need it.
He's not a performer. That's not his intention for the entire. At the beginning of the film, he doesn't intend to be a performer. He just works at this club, sweeping, setting up tables, making sure everything's, cleaned up from the night before. But one morning, excuse me, I should say, he goes into work. There's these two, are they gangsters, mafia?
I guess. I mean, I assume it's Walter Matthau's character and everybody else in this movie are kind of local toughs, I guess.
Yeah, it's this henchman of Walter Matthau's character, another guy, and two women. One played by Carolyn Jones, better known for playing Morticia Addams in The Addams Family.
Gorgeous woman, by the way.
Gorgeous woman. Very gorgeous woman.
Gorgeous. Vic Morrow is in this movie, too.
He is, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wow, and he's...
Not getting smashed by a helicopter.
God, I wasn't going to make a Twilight Zone
But
reference, but you had to do it.
I'm sorry, but that is the one thing that most people my age know Vic Morrow from, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's why
I am not
John
a fan
Landis
of John
can go
Landis.
suck a dick.
Exactly. John Landis, great filmmaker. Speaking of, again, people with troubled legacies, great filmmaker.
Got away with negligent homicide.
He's yet kind of a terrible human being, unfortunately.
So anyway.
And you know what they say? Apple doth not fall far from the tree, apparently.
Ugh, don't get me started on Ben Landis. Ben Landis wants to be Jason Reitman to...
No, I think Max Landis wants to be Max Brooks. That's who he wants to be.
Oh, you mean World War Z?
Yeah, I think that's who Max Landis thinks he is, and Max Brooks is a fantastic writer.
And Mel Brooks is a fantastic director and comedian.
And hasn't killed anyone with a helicopter.
No, may have killed someone from laughter, but that's about it.
Yeah.
As long as I can think of. Anyway, so Elvis is in this club. The Carolyn Jones's character is being, kind of manhandled and all that stuff by this man who was she was paid for by him. He was her date for the night.
Yeah, she's being used as a prostitute by Walter Matthau's character.
Walter Matthau pretty much whores her out to whoever can afford her, even though she's technically his girlfriend, I think, or something like that.
What people are doing, like what people's professions are in this movie that aren't essentially Elvis's dad, I'm not quite sure what they do, because again, it just seems like Walter Matthau and Vic Morrow and Jack Grinnage are just local heavies who are just getting into things.
I think it's implied what they are, but they can't say it because this is 1958 and there's a code and they can't, I don't think they can say it in the film without, the MPAA jumping on their ass.
Here's one of the times I always wish Mike was here because Mike's a fantastic conversationalist, but if Mike had been here, we would be talking about Jack Grinnage, who was in Kolchak the Night Stalker, playing a very coded gay character, and then in this movie, playing a very coded character as well.
Who did he play?
He's the mute character.
Oh, they call him Dummy.
Dummy, yeah. Yikes.
And this movie, he's the only one that Elvis treats with any semblance of dignity or respect.
I think he's the only one who treats Elvis with any semblance of dignity or respect.
Well, because, let's face it, Elvis in this film is kind of an asshole.
If you watch a little bit more of these kind of edgy Elvis movies, he's kind of an ass in those. He's kind of an ass in Roustabout, too.
I mean, I think this was Elvis wanting to kind of break out from Beach Party, Go-Go films.
Well, this is This is only Elvis's third movie.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
I believe. Let me look.
One thing I know about this film is that he got a deferment from the service to do this film.
Yep.
And Elvis, I think this is the film he said he is most proud of.
This is Elvis's fourth
film.
Movie.
His fourth film. This is him with something to prove. I think he wants to prove that he's more than just a pretty face and a good singer. I
think that this movie proves that, don't you?
It does.
Yeah.
It's a heavy film. I mean, and Elvis is more than up to the task of playing it. I mean, sure,
Hello, this is Chris Haskell from They Live by Film. For those that don't know us, Adam, Zach, and I, we built a podcast over the last 2 years that's a combination of film discussion from 3 very different perspectives, as well as industry interviews with the leaders in boutique Blu-ray and 4K community. We started with Deaf Crocodile, but over time we've been lucky enough to speak with Arrow Video, Severin, Mondo Macabro, Vinegar Syndrome, Radiance, Indicator, most of the OCN partner labels. It's been a blast. You can find us wherever you podcast, and also actually recently as part of Someone's Favorite Production Podcast Network. We hope to see you online.
Accent he has can get a little distracting, but he can't help it. That's who he is.
It's Elvis. That's part of the Elvis charm.
Yeah, and if he tried to do a New Orleans accent, I think people would just kind of laugh.
I mean, that would be, yeah. Elvis went on the record, like you said, Elvis went on the record saying that this was his favorite role of all the roles he did. And I get it, because when I was watching this movie, yes, there are musical numbers in it, and people will say this is a musical, and I would agree it is a musical. The music is secondary to my enjoyment of the movie. And the thing about this is unlike Roustabout or Girl Happy, where the musical numbers were a bigger part of this, this movie didn't need the musical numbers to be successful. Did they add to the movie?
Yeah.
I guess.
No. I mean, the musical numbers don't forward the story.
No.
They're just there because that's his character. He is a singer, so we need a couple scenes where he sings to show that he's a singer.
And also, if you have Elvis in your movie, if he doesn't sing, why did you hire Elvis to be in your movie?
Exactly. And this movie isn't technically a musical because the songs have no input on the story.
Yeah, they don't move the story along. They're musical performances.
The songs may infer some emotion that he's feeling at the time, but they have nothing to do with the story whatsoever.
No.
First he gets, so how do they find out he's a singer again? Doesn't Carolyn Jones say something like,
yeah,
I heard sing something for me, and they want sing something for me, man, and we'll leave or something like that, and I'll leave her alone is what he says or something like that. So he sings
it's a happenstance, right? Like,
so he sings his school's fight song or whatever, and somehow the owner finds out about it. The owner, who's a decent man, named Charlie. So Charlie finds out he can sing, puts him on the stage, and this is where we meet Walter Matthau, who somewhat knows Charlie, that he's friends with him or something.
Because he'd worked with him in the past.
And Walter Matthau is all, no matter what I want, I usually get it anyway, And
he's great. He's fantastic.
Walter Matthau was a bastard in this film, and I love it.
Yeah, it's very much a far cry from what I have seen Walter Matthau in.
He is very much not playing. He's not playing Oscar. He's not playing one of the grumpy old men. He is playing.
He's not even playing Mr. Wilson.
Didish.
Yeah, there we go. With those fucking chiclet teeth. That's all I can think of. That's all I can think of Walter Matthau is Walter Matthau with chiclet teeth.
I could try to do my Walter Matthau impression, but he usually just turns into becoming Walter Brennan. So I'm not even going to try.
But he's great. He's great. He's absolutely fantastic.
He's wonderful in the film. And it's nice to see Walter Matthau playing a complete asshole rather than the goofy,
goofy grandpa
or the goofy roommate. And he plays it well.
You know what though? I had a real problem with the conclusion of this movie.
Yeah, me too.
It's not good.
No, it's not. It ends way too abruptly, and I mean, the movie should have gone on maybe a few minutes longer to wrap things up, but it doesn't really wrap things up. He just ends up back singing at his old stomping grounds like nothing ever happened.
So essentially what happens is Elvis gets himself in trouble by allowing these gangsters to beat up his dad. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. His dad is being mistreated by this one worker at the pharmacy that's technically his boss. He gets hired at the pharmacy originally because the owner of the pharmacy is there when he comes in, and the owner says, "Have you even looked at this man's application?" Fine, just hire him. He doesn't even have an interview. And the boss, the manager owner, likes him. But that's the last we see of him in the film. And there's two scenes where we see his father being mistreated by his boss because his dad's trying to tell him that's not the right way to mix this medicine, something like that. The guy's not listening to him, telling him to, sweep up floors or something, mind your own business kind of thing, being generally mistreated. There's two scenes of this. And Elvis, we should preface this by saying Elvis meets these three, was it three or two or three thugs that pull off and he helps them pull off a robbery in a 5 and dime store by basically being a distraction with singing.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of
Which is
funny.
how he meets the other female love interest of the movie, played by Dolores Hart. Because there are technically two. There's Carolyn Jones, who is the kind of femme fatale, and then there's Dolores Hart, who is the
good girl. The
girl next door.
The girl next door he's supposed to marry and have, a family with.
Yeah.
So he meets this girl. They get like $95 in which I looked it up, how much it's worth today. That's about $850 in today's money. So they try to split it up. They try to split it up between the four of them. And the leader of is it Vic Morrow plays the leader? Tries to stiff Dummy out of enough of his cut. And Elvis basically says, he takes the other guy's cut and the other guy's cut, and gives Dummy his fair share and tells him, if they ever mistreat you, you come see me. Okay, so that's how they meet. That's how he meets these thugs. Okay, back to his father being mistreated. His father's being mistreated by his coworker. Elvis, they're coincidentally right outside the pharmacy, and they say, we could take care of that problem for you with your dad and make it a lot easier for him.
And then what happens? His father walks out in his boss's jacket.
Because, that isn't the last we see of his boss. Okay, because his boss lends him his jacket and his coat because it's raining really bad outside.
Yeah.
And the other guys, and something happens. The other guys know it's his dad and not his boss, but decide to go through with it anyway. And his dad ends up with brain injuries. He ends up having a surgery that costs $2,000, $3,000, maybe more, which made me kind of laugh because thinking of today's medical system.
Well, I mean, I would assume that at the time, if $800 is, however much it is now.
Yeah. So I think they infer that Walter Matthau covers the whole thing.
No, yeah. So that's the thing. They essentially get Elvis indebted to Walter Matthau by knowingly beating up Elvis's dad. And then they tell Elvis, "Oh, you knew this was going to happen, so we'll tell your dad that this was your idea. That this was your idea,
but we don't have to if you come work for me."
Right? If you come sing at my club, which that the whole movie is Walter Matthau trying to get Elvis to sing at his club because Elvis is bringing in big crowds.
Oh, big crowds.
And then what happens at the end of the movie? Oh, yeah, so they get away. Him and Carolyn Jones get away from Walter Matthau after Elvis fights him.
And Walter Matthau somehow knows where they are.
And just shows up and starts shooting at Elvis and Carolyn Jones, and of course, kills Carolyn Jones.
Well, but Dummy
Dummy kills him.
Walter. Yeah, Dummy basically kills. They both fall in the water and are presumed dead. Walter Matthau, not before he gets a good shot at Carolyn Jones, and she dies.
Yep.
But after that, he's back at Charlie's club. Nothing happened. But his dad,
he didn't have to do anything to get back to where he was. It was all done for him.
Basically. One thing we didn't mention is that Charlie, the owner of the club Elvis works at before, is now dating Elvis's sister.
Right.
There's a huge age gap between those two.
I just think, for me, the end of the film really...
It was way too abrupt and not well sorted.
Well, it's one of those things where I understand what they were going for. They wanted to kind of lull the audience into a false sense of security and everything's going to be okay. Look, they got away. They're going to be okay.
I wasn't satisfied. I wasn't. Because, he has been on the scene of 3 murders and now he's back working at this place. No police investigation. No. Oh, and his father... Early in the late in the film, his father finds out, basically disowns him, won't talk to him.
Because he
finds out that Elvis was. He doesn't get the whole story. He thinks Elvis knew the whole time.
Right.
So is this before or after he goes to Walter Matthau's house and beats the shit out of him?
This is before, or no? This is after. This is after.
Yeah. So Elvis is involved with he's involved with the death of Vic Morrow's character because
stabs him to death.
Because after he beats the shit out of Walter Matthau sends out his crew or his gang to kill Elvis, but Elvis is a damn good hider apparently.
Yep.
Basically, he gets in a fight with Vic Morrow's character, and Vic Morrow's character ends up being stabbed and dies. No police investigation that one. 4 deaths he's somewhat involved in, not one scene of police questioning.
No, that's the thing about this movie that I didn't appreciate is the writing is a tad on the, I'm not going to say lazy, but for me...
Convenient.
It's the way that things were at the time. I mean, they wrote themselves into a position and they wrote themselves out of it, and that's fine. I mean...
Well, even the forgiveness of the father at the end, all it is him looking at his son and smiling, and suddenly we just assume everything's okay.
Right. Yeah, no, it's... I actually really like this movie. Father Malone and I were talking earlier, and I was asking him, what is his favorite Elvis movie? This is his favorite Elvis movie.
No, it's a good film. Mm-hmm. It's not without its flaws.
No, and I think The performances are really good, but the plot, and especially the way the film concludes, leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah, I think it ended a little too conveniently, a little too abruptly.
All was just tied into a very neat little bow, and I mean that's not nothing wrong with that.
I think it's good. I think it's good. There's one thing I will appreciate about the film is that at the end of the film, the good girl, wants to get back with him, and he, tells her maybe in due time, but not right now. That I kind of appreciated that it didn't just automatically go back to them being engaged and happily ever after.
Sure.
Should we talk about what happened to this actress after the film? You don't know what she does now?
Wow.
She's a nun.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she's the only nun with a Screen Actors Guild card.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good for her. Yeah.
No, that wasn't to be like mocking of her. That was
that's wild though.
It is, isn't it? But good for her. She decided, she found a different calling and good for her for getting out of Hollywood before it.
Hey, to each his own, right? And that's, to be essentially the second female lead in an Elvis movie, and then a couple years later, give yourself to the church. I mean,
yeah, she didn't have much of a filmography before she left for the nunnery, and I think that's pretty cool. The nunnery. Send
thee to a nunnery.
Get thee to a nunnery, said Hamlet.
I did enjoy this movie, and I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Because again, this month I genuinely had no idea what to expect because Elvis movies are kind of just their own thing in a lot of ways.
And
Hello and welcome to Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys. My name is Hunter. In this podcast, I'll be joined by a different guest each week to discuss a classic Western movie or TV show. I've been a fan of classic Westerns for as long as I can remember, and in recent years, they've become very nostalgic for me. I love the aesthetic, the tropes, and I love seeing different filmmakers' takes on them. At their best, they're incredibly entertaining, rewatchable, and some of my all-time favorite movies are Westerns. We'll mostly focus on Western movies made in Hollywood, but we'll also be covering spaghetti Westerns, and one thing I'm very excited to get into are Western TV shows. I've got some amazing guests coming on the show, film professors, historians, and podcasters. And Tumbleweeds and TV Cowboys is part of the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network, and many guests on the show will be from other shows on the network. Thanks for listening.
But like I said, there's a stereotype to them.
Well, yeah, there's an expectation, right?
There's an expectation of, like, a teen film. Like
this is a teen film. It's just a different kind of teen.
It's a different kind of teen, but it's a little more mature.
It's a little more like expect. Rebel Without a Cause or Giant.
And I was really happy to see that Elvis was more than up to the task to take on this kind of role. Mm-hmm. That he wasn't just a good singer, dancer. He could actually tackle serious, drama.
Yeah. Oh, it's
which
great.
Which I was really happy to see.
I agree. I think Elvis. Look, Walter Matthau is probably my favorite part of this movie because, again, getting to see Walter Matthau do something you don't commonly get to see him do, at least not if you don't have a lot of exposure to him and his career outside of the kind of more comedic stuff that he's done.
Yeah,
Elvis is really good in this, and it doesn't come off as an act. It feels very natural. Elvis is a very natural actor. He's just genuinely charismatic, even when he's kind of being a dick. So... And he's a good-looking guy, so that never hurts. I mean,
he's a good-looking dude.
He's a good-looking dude.
Yeah, he's a good-looking dude. I mean, Walter Matthau, I'm happy to see in anything because I just love Walter Matthau. It's good to see him play against type.
Yeah, or at least the type that we expect now, given the things that he, kind of made later in his career that were so immensely successful.
Exactly. I mean. A lot of our generation sees Walter Matthau as, like you said, Mr. Wilson or Grumpy Old Men or, Odd Couple, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know.
Out to Sea.
Out to Sea.
There's a movie.
That was a good film. I liked Out to Sea.
Yeah, it's Brett Spiner in it as a dickhead cruise director.
And he's not playing a farting villain.
And he's not playing Dr. Oken.
I don't know. I liked him as Dr. Oken.
I like him as Dr. Oken, but at least he's not playing Dr. Oken. Did you see that second movie? That was real good.
Are you being sarcastic? Because I hope you are.
Of course I'm being sarcastic, for fuck's sake.
The movie came out in, 2016?
I don't remember because it's such a piece of shit.
I was the only one in the fucking theater. And this was pre-pandemic days, dude. So
I believe
even like you'd expect that film to at least have a couple people. No.
The original was immensely successful.
I was the only one in that fucking theater. And I still feel like I got ripped off. I used to gift It's a bad film. It is really bad. It took everything good about Independence Day and said, you know what? Let's focus on the grandfather. And
Emil Hirsch was funny.
Emil, you mean Judd Hirsch?
No, Emil Hirsch. He's in that movie too.
Oh,
Judd Hirsch is funny in the first movie, but that's like why they thought that was what we needed.
They wasted a good Goldblum. They had Jeff Goldblum and just
he was
wasted
like a
him.
lead in that movie too, and that's a very infrequent thing to see Jeff Goldblum cast as a lead in a movie.
And if you're going to make Jeff Goldblum your lead, god damn it, you do something with him.
Yeah, turn him into a fly.
Don't turn this.
Sake.
The two young leads were so uncharismatic.
I know.
So uninteresting.
Shitty Hemsworth brother and other African American actor.
And not Will Smith's son.
Not Michael B. Jordan.
I couldn't give a fuck about those characters. And did they kill off Bill Pullman?
Yes, they did. They sure did.
They turned him into this long beard, crazy talking, make him sound like he's insane or something.
Yeah, aliens.
And apparently Oaken's been in the coma for over 20 years. Is that? Correct. I know we're getting off topic, but fuck Independence Day Resurgence.
No, that movie sucks. That movie is really one of the worst like Hollywood blockbuster sequels.
It is one of the worst sequels I've ever seen.
Oh yeah,
without a doubt.
Yep.
Roland Emmerich has lost his touch, man. Have you seen the trailer for his latest film?
Nope. Not going to either. Don't care about Moondrop or Dewdrop or Moon.
But you know what it's about, right?
I assume the moon crashes into the earth?
Uh-huh.
I could have guessed that one just by the name.
And I'm like, oh my, Roland, just make a regular film.
No.
He doesn't have to.
How dare you?
2012. I know 2012 has its fans. I thought it sucked. Day After Tomorrow was mediocre at best.
Movie's not good.
Stargate I loved. I'm sorry. I will defend Stargate.
But that movie's good. But that movie's good.
He hasn't made a good film in over 2 decades.
Nope. He sure hasn't.
Sorry.
He made Independence Day and he made Stargate. And that's kind of all you have to make, so.
It seems to have given him a pass in Hollywood for
Sure, well, yeah. That's the way it goes.
It doesn't care if the grosses go down. They'll still give him a pass in Hollywood because they're still expecting the next Independence Day.
Well, they're still willing to risk the next Independence Day.
I mean, hell, Godzilla was... It's enjoyable.
Come with me. Yeah,
you're talking about the soundtrack. I'm talking about the fucking movie.
I'm talking about the movie. The movie with the baby raptor Godzillas was great.
That's a lot of fish.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Speaking of good movies, Trevor,
let's get back to King Creole.
Let's get back to King Creole. Okay. Skip it or watch it on King Creole.
Watch it. Definitely watch it.
Watch it for me as well. But follow-up question. Will you or would you or are you going to embark on watching any more Elvis films?
I might check out a couple. I might check out one of his more lighthearted fare just to... Lighthearted.
Less women being shot in the back.
Yeah. More Anne Margaret, less murder.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see why Father Malone likes this movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. I don't have the, utmost of the Elvis opinions because I don't have a educated opinion on Elvis. I've seen 4 Elvis movies. There's like 20 or something.
It's the same with me. I know he's a great singer. He has his following. I enjoy his music, but I'm not of the persuasion to be like, oh my God, it's Elvis.
And I also don't need to watch every Elvis movie.
No, I might watch 1 or 2 more to get a. But on the whole, I'm just I saw my Elvis movie.
Yeah, I've seen it. It was okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good 3 out of 4.
So let's take a break and we'll play a preview for the next Kulturecast of You've Never Seen September.
You can't say no in Acapulco, where romance blooms and love is in the air. So kiss me tender, love me true, darling, feel this magic too.
Acapulco, the world's paradise of fun, with its luxurious setting, its tropical splendor, its dramatic excitement. Its moments of drama at the top of the famous La Perla Cliffs and the attempt to dive into the treacherous waters below. And with Elvis, Acapulco's most beautiful women as he sings his most lyrical musical score.
Viva el vino, viva el dinero, viva, viva el amor.
Elvis, wanted by the shapeliest playmates in Mexico. From the younger set, who adores him, to a lady bullfighter who learned her talented passes in the corrida, and a beautiful gal in a bikini who's the shape of things to come.
Oh, it must be a very important mission that sends you off in such a hurry.
If you must know, I'm on my way to La Perla to see your girl.
Oh, the chica wants to get to the other side of the road.
You better move.
Why don't you move me?
Who makes me tremble with wonderful rapture, with one burning glance from her eye. Margarita! Muchachas amigos. Ay, colomitos inolvidables, inolvidables como las tardes, con el lupio desde la loma, en esa silla
Buenas noches.
Good evening to you, señorita.
Why do you leave so soon? We just start to have fun. It's time for a working girl to be in bed. Is there any special time?
I said, take it easy, baby, I worked all day and my feet feel just like lead. You got my shirt tails flying all over the place and the sweat popping out of my head. She said, hey, bossa nova, baby, keep on working, for this ain't no time to quit. She said, go, bossa nova, baby, keep on dancing, I'm about to have myself a fit. Bossa nova, bossa nova.
That's right, on the final Kulturecast of You've Never Seen September, we're going to be talking about Fun in Acapulco, which is not a serious Elvis movie. I assume it's a fun one. How do I know that? Because it's called Fun in Acapulco.
Wouldn't it be great, though? Wouldn't it be great if that was there'd be a twist in the film where
there is no fun in Acapulco.
And it's a drug kingpin. That's where the drugs are coming from, Acapulco.
Oh, Acapulco. Yeah. So until then, Trevor, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Mad Vertigo, on Twitter at Bad Vertigo. You can also find me frequently on me and Mr. Stachyw's podcast on Seagal. And hopefully you will check that out because it's a fun podcast. And Chris, where can people find you?
Right here.
Right here?
Actually,
Okay.
They can find me at CSTACHIW.com. That is my link tree where all the podcasts that I work on are, along with all the other stuff I work on. Things I can more or less talk about, and some things I can't. Those things will be posted on there at some point, I hope. Trevor, thank you so much for joining me, as always. I hope
Thank you for having me.
I hope Elvis has enriched your life as much as he's been enriching mine this month.
He has, baby.
I know, it's the thing.
I want to have myself
the voice.
I'm going to have myself a peanut butter and banana sandwich, baby. Little peanut butter and jelly.
Do you know about the Fool's Loaf thing?
I don't. What is it?
The Fool's Loaf is a big... Elvis used to go to Colorado to get it. I think I've told this on the podcast before. This is a good way to end this episode. Fool's Loaf. It's served at a restaurant in Colorado, and it is a whole loaf of French bread that has been emptied out. They put a jar of peanut butter, a pound of bacon, and then I believe a shitload of bananas in there. And that's like the sandwich. And Elvis would take his private jet from Graceland to go eat those. And Elvis would eat one on his own.
Well, you know.
Yeah, you know. Unfortunately, Elvis didn't die as svelte as he was in this movie.
No, he died as...
He died the only way the most famous American singer could.
On the toilet?
And on the toilet.
From drugs.
High on... Yeah, with a weakened heart because of drugs. If that doesn't scream, God bless America.
Well, for me, Elvis has left the building, baby. Thank you very much.
Have you ever wanted to dive deeper into the horror movies you love? Beyond the Blood is a horror podcast for fans who want more than just surface level screams. We do deep dives into the movies that shaped us, digging into director commentaries, behind the scenes stories, deleted scenes, and the special features that most people skip. Each episode is a love letter to the genre. We break down how these films were made, the creative risks that paid off or didn't, and the lasting impact they've had on the genre as a whole. From 70s slashers to modern nightmares, we celebrate the craft, chaos, and characters that keep us coming back. If you're the kind of fan who rewatches movies with the commentary on, or you simply grew up in the video store horror aisle, the Beyond the Blood podcast was made for you. New episodes every single week. Subscribe, and let's dig deep. Welcome to the Beyond the Blood podcast.